Good morning, soon to be afternoon, mad dash. It was one of those, I'm ready, suddenly I'm not ready. We had a bit of a smashing plate time in the kitchen just before I was about to get going on this. It's the Monday, the 30th May, shift change for us. So that puts me on noons this week. Morning, soon to be afternoon, Chris. You need a tea towel. I need to find my mission tea towel. Don't know where it is. It's been misplaced. I need to have a look. So I've got one of Mum's. And all right, Doris, afternoon or morning, soon to be afternoon. Morning, soon to be afternoon. Super G, how are you feeling? Give us a sit rep, please. Give us a situation report on how you're feeling. I have for your movement delectation today a moving shopping list, which basically involves a little bit of memory recall as well. 1, 2, 3, 4 key moves, all with spin-off seated options and variability that kind of transpires as I go along. But fundamentally there are 4 key moves. Some of those slightly adapted or modified or replaced as seated options if that's your preference. And some of those involve tuggable, grippable things. So a tea towel purely provides functional grip, adds to the immersive experience of movement snacking. Generally in life we need to be reliable in our grip, our carry, our push, our pull. So we use tea towels for lots of that stuff. What you're saying, Margaret, is a glimmer of sun. No chance here. Full on grey and rain, and I've been back to the garage this morning. Doris, you have a bit more insight to this. There is actually an outcome. I'm having something replaced. I think it's my regulators. I'm having my regulators replaced and updated because I've got too much high pressure. We're not talking about my blood pressure, folks. We're talking about my car's fuel pressure, just saying. Anyway, afternoon, Jill, I can see you in as well. Good to have you on. And various other names that are popping up on my screen. Send us a comment or not, entirely what you need. I know, rain. I have to say, as you can see, back at Haven't Bados HQ, my sister's just arrived back from Spain, and they had rain too. Rain in Spain. You know what they say? You know what Lorraine, what was her name that said the rain in Spain thing? Lorraine Chase. Was it her? Lorraine Chase. The rain in Spain. Stays mainly on the plane. Anyway, morning, soon to be afternoon, deal. Tea towels at the ready, folks. Shopping list. We got knee bends in 4 positions, or some crisscross arm options for seated. We've got some balance stuff if you would like it. If you don't want the balance stuff, we got some stronger things stuff. So do have some fixed, firm, stable external support close to hand if you're going for the balancy type options. Immovable arm bends, kind of carry practice essentially. So stronger things in static positions to replicate carrying stuff. And then some movable resistance with some cool downs. That's what's on my post-its today. It's a 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you, Super G. Bex Stanley from Later Life Training. Noonday movement snack on Monday, the something of May. I think it's 30. Circuit booster start. Sit or stand options. CK's got drench getting the washing in. And take from this movement snack what you would like. All right, Carol Elliott. Right, come on, here we go. Can you see? External support close to hand, fixed and firm. Getting ready for your standing prompts for circuit boost. Feet hip width apart. This is significant. Not too wide, not too narrow. So just your feet under your hips. More uplift, so you've got all your supporting parts. doing the best they can for you, so that now when you get going on the circuit boost, everything is kind of in a place that's going to help enhance movement and make that movement as efficient as it can be. Lots of feet on the go here, ankle peeling off here, so looking to move the feet, so no flat foot stompy march, peeling the heels off, switching between the arms and bringing in a marching arm if you like. Steady, steady, steady as you go, all doable, comfortable, rhythmical, at a pace that is manageable for you. If you want to do arms and legs separately, take a wider base on the bottom end, keep that uplift working in the middle, and then slower and bigger on the top end. So being as specific as you can about setting up the supporting part ahead of the moving part doing its thing, and just mix that up between upper body, bringing back to that suitable base to then take the lower limb, and then bringing it all together if you'd like, continuing to use the external support as best for you, or you could take your circuit boost for a wander. That's your standing prompts. Here's your seated prompts. Into active sit, trunks working, supporting, doing the work, not the chair, and then again in sit, get the arms going, just gradually increase. Feel one side, feel the other, bring them together, keep it steady. The movements are just really, should we say, flowing, rhythmical and comfortable for you. They might be smaller, they might be bigger. We don't really go quicker. It's not the speed we're after, it's the steady rhythmical action of the shoulders moving around the trunk that's going to make that happen. Deeper breaths, boosting circulation. Have a hip walk forward if you would like to involve the legs in this circuit boost. Feet back and down. Get the feet engaged, so toe hinges going on. All of this is to focus or move away from flat foot stompy marching that doesn't really find ankle movement, to peeling the heels off, peeling off through the feet, trying to get the feet moving and the toes moving as well as the ankles. And here comes the arms, up, here comes the arms. The knees are relatively low. Can you see this isn't about high knees, it's about supporting. The trunk is working to support 4 moving parts. Now you might feel a bit rocky and rolly here. If you are rolling a bit, focus is to work on anchoring the buttocks, maybe put in some extra support here. It's the stability of your supporting parts that's going to enable the arms and the legs to move freely around this fixed base. So maybe, if you're a little bit slumpy, you haven't quite got the stamina or that posture stability to hold you upright, it will come if you keep practicing, keep rehearsing, use the rests, allow the posture muscles to recover a bit, and then go in again, and off we go again. And that, folks, is your 2-3 minutes of circuit boost. Has everyone got a bit of deeper breathing, deeper lungage going on? And we've got this light lift in the heart rate. I'm going to push up to stand, remain in sit if that's your preference, of course. Light intensity is the order of the day for circuit boost. It should feel manageable, comfortable. And as soon as you stop those rhythmical type of moving activities, you'll start to feel the heart rate kind of drop off and your breathing restored to resting state. But of course, as soon as we start to move again, this is what you can expect to happen. So an little increase in heart rate and respiratory rate is a completely normal response to moving more. Right, here's your first move, shopping list approach. I'm showing you the first move, and then the second move, and then we're going to go back and do the first and the second, and then we add on the third. We're going to go back to the first, the second, the third, and then I add on the fourth. So we have this accumulation, these repeats of these what are everyday movements. So here's a standing one if you want it. It's going to bring in all your balance mechanisms, so have some external support close to hand. Knee bends in 4 positions. The first position is the feet are hip width apart and the knee bend is small, and then push up to stand. Then you're going to change the foot position to slightly wider. Weighty cross both feet, knee bend, and then push back to base. The third position is a small forward step, weight across both feet, knee bend, push up to stand, and back to base. The fourth position, I'm going to turn sideways to show you it. Have a look at this one. It's going to require more balance and more foot mobility. I'm going to take a backward step, but I'm going to keep my heel up. So I've got my toe hinges working. Weight is even across both feet, but I've got partial coverage on the back foot. And there's the small knee bend, back up to stand, back to base. My right leg was my moving leg on all of that. So now we're going to repeat and change with the other leg. So you'll need to change your support side. So here we go. We have hip width knee bend. This really is a knee bend. It's not a squat. It's just a small controlled knee bend with a hip hinge, back to base. Wider position, knee bend, back to base. Small step forward, weight even, knee bend, back to base. The last one is back step, but keep the heel up, weight across both feet, knee bend. The knee bend is small, the focus is on the equal weight distribution between both feet. Have a play with those if you'd like. Here is your seated option. The seated option doesn't focus on foot placement, it focuses on shoulder and trunk movement and a bit of coordination. We're going to go hands to back pockets, just have a squeeze and a pause. Then we're going to cross over, hands across the shoulders, squeeze and a pause. Then we're going to come into arms open position, and then an upward press, and then hands to knees, elbow, elbow, back to base. So we've got this sequence of arms that involve lifting of the shoulders, pushing elements, and trunk stability. So there we go again. There's the hands to back pockets, crossing either direction of the shoulders. Open up in preparation to take an upward push. From upward push down to hands resting on thighs, down to elbow, elbow, back to base. So that's your upper limb combination to replace knee bends. Okay. The second movement on the moving shopping list, here's your standing option. We are very simply going to go for a one leg balanced position stand. So slight bend in the knee, have some external support close to hand, have the toe ready on the back end, and can you see you're just going to use that toe, pick it up, go for the balance, go for the hold, and we're just going to go for a hold here for as long as you comfortably can, for around about 30-ish seconds. If you need to respond to a wobble, maybe put the toe down and then go again. So use that foot as a bit of a breaker, or come back to full base position to restore back to full balance. And then to change sides, you need to change the side of the support. So I'm going to turn around here, this leg in preparation, there, there, there. So in all situations, we're trying to prepare the legs and the feet for recovery activities. So the focus is on the foot and the feet reactions, but of course do have external support close to hand if you need a bit of that also. So that's your second movement, and it's rehearsing, practicing on one leg. To help improve balance, we stand on one leg every time we shift from one leg to the other in walking and going upstairs, for example. Right, your seated movement, again, we're not going to focus on standing. We can't focus on a standing balance activity in a sit position, so I'm completely going to change the focus to helping get some extra stronger stuff through the upper back and the shoulder blades, helping with posture, pulling and all arm movements. So you're going to scoop out your tea towel, give it a light outward tug there, and then the key movement is a squeeze, tea towel towards the belly button, extra squeeze, release and let go. So whenever there is some stronger things going on with some extra grip and extra squeeze, take the time to completely release. Have a breath after each one, have an extra fidget or a bit of a center boost march before you do the next couple. Squeeze and release, release the grip and then extra squeeze and release, and then lots of fidget, foot pedal, anything you want. Again, these act as little mini circulation boosters, which are really significant if we are holding resisted positions. Okay. That's 2 moves. Okay, it's technically 4 moves because we had some variations, but as far as the shopping list is concerned, we're now going back to move number 1, which the standing option was knee bends in 4 positions, remember? So we went hip width knee bend, back to base, wider foot or shoulder width knee bend, back to base, step forward, weight even, knee bend, back to base. The last one was a small backward step, ball of foot only, keep the heel up, weight across both feet, knee bend. So it's not about the range of the knee bend, that's as small as you can make it. It's about getting the weight distribution between both feet as best it can be. That's your standing option. Your seated option was the crisscross arms, the shoulder mobility, trunk activity, hands to back pockets. Change of range, hands across shoulders. Change of range, preparing to push, push, and then hands with a leaning hip hinge, elbow, elbow, all on a straight back position, back to base. That was your first move. Second move was standing option, 1 leg stand. Get the leg ready, lift out the hip, knee a bit soft, bent is what I mean by there. Have that foot ready, go for the balance, go for the balance, go for the balance, using the foot to react, back to base, anything up to 20-30 seconds on that, folks, and then change legs. To change legs though, you need to change the side of your external support. So here, there, there's the balance, there's the foot, back to base. Rightio, moving on, new move, move number 3. Sit and stand option is exactly the same here. I'm going for immovable arm bends. So when we're carrying objects, heavier objects, the arms are in a fixed position, so the muscles need to work, even though they're not moving, to hold that position. So I'm going for grip on top end of tea towel, grip on bottom end of tea towel, and I'm going to pull up. There's my 90-degree arm. I'm resisting on the top end, and I'm pulling the tea towel apart for maybe a count of 3, and then relax and release. So we're not moving, but the muscle activity is still there. Have some switch offs in between, change sides. Let me turn sideways so you can see here, folks. So about 90 degrees, the wrist is firm, an upward tug and a downward tug, squeeze, 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 and release. You'll feel lots of shoulder activity there as well. Your everyday lifting muscles and gripping muscles are involved on that one. That's move number 3. Let's just do that one more time. So set it up here, 90 degrees, an upward pull and a downward pull, squeeze, 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 and change. Squeeze, 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 and change. Completely release in between. Have a little bit of a shoulder roll, have a bit of a foot pedal. That's your lifting objects, resisted or heavier object practice. Okay, we go back to the first on the list, which was knee bends in 4 positions, or crisscross arms for your seated option. So let's go back to number 1. Here we go, take your pick. Either the knee bends in 4 positions, or the crisscross arms, and just with control but fairly fluidly move through those positions in stand. Same in sit, back pockets, diagonal shoulders, prepare to push, push, hands, hip hinge, trunk is straight, elbow, elbow, preparation for lower level bend, back to base. The second move was the practice standing on one leg and the practice using the other leg to help support both sides, don't forget to change, or your seated option was the upper back squeeze. Squeezing back. So the key movement here is the backward squeeze, squeezing your shoulder blades together. If you haven't got a tea towel, you can still generate more tension by having a squeeze through your shoulder blades. Then we did movement number 3, which was immovable arm bends. Arm bends, not arm bands. This is all about reliable grip, so your forearm grips, your shoulders, and your everyday lifting muscles just for a couple of seconds. Maintain use your breathing, switch off in between, have a fidget, have a little bit of cert boost whenever there are stronger things going on. Your last movement on the shopping list today is resisted pull downs. So in this one we do have movement. There's your grip in the top end. Place that at a height that's comfortable for you. And I'm going to resist a little bit like bell ringing, and then pull down and resist, change sides, have a setup of your supporting parts in between, pull down. So we've got more shoulder activity going on here and your pulling type muscles. Pull down, don't resist so hard that you cannot generate the movement. So it's all up to you to have as much or as little on that as you would like. After a couple and in between, a bit of cert boost, maintain your usual breathing. Right, that's all 4, plus the other options. Round one more time if you'd like. So in this shopping list approach, we get repeats. We go back to the same activity. So for this reason, it might feel more effortful than the noonday normally does, because we're getting a kind of a repeat on each of these specific moving parts and muscle activity. So last run through, if you'd like, knee bends in full positions. You choose small knee bend, all the way up to stand each time. No cutting corners. Get your base at every single point. Your focus on these knee bends in full positions is the equal weight across both feet, especially on this 4th position where you have less of that foot in contact. It's a really significant one to have lots of stability and push around that back foot there with just the toes in place. The seated option was crossover arms, range of motions here through the shoulders, prepare to lift, go for the push, slightly forwards and up, into hip hinge, practice for your lower bend practice, back up to base. Second movement was single leg stand, standing on one leg, but it's not the leg you're stood on that's really the most important, arguably. It's the one here that's ready to be there for you. Okay, so have that foot really close to the floor. We want to really train this foot to help and assist you regain balance if you should feel wobbly. And remember, if we're going to change on the other leg, have the support there. So you're setting yourself up for success every single time. The seated option or the seated alternative for that one leg stand was upper back squeeze. Third movement was 3 and 4, both the same as sit or stand. Just choose your position. Immovable arm bends, not bands there. A tug and a squeeze and a pull and a resist and a change sides. Have a little bit of a fidget and a cert boost in between. And then the last one was a resisted pull downs. And it's entirely up to you at what height you start that pull down. It could be here, it could be here, it could be here. And. Maintaining normal breathing. Don't hold your breath during these stronger thing positions. And that 'tis done. Campanology. What's going on there? I need to go back and read the comments, I think. I can see some new names on the screen. Good afternoon, folks. Good to have you. Take from these movement snacks what you would like, and then there might be some of those that you want to take into your day now, crowbar into your day, adding additional moving minutes over and above whatever you're doing is what movement snacking is all about. And Red Vita, so good to see you back on my screen, and thank you for your post earlier. It's good to have you, good to have you. Rightio, folks, I'll be with you for a double whammy tomorrow. I'm on the 8 o'clock and the noon, so I'll see you in the morning. Bye for now.